So, hi Mira, hi.
Hello there.
Welcome back. And why is this day special? Please tell me about it a little.
Well, so there are two reasons for me why this day is really special. Because first of all, yesterday I launched my new website, yeah, and I'm actually sending it out to the world today. And it is actually not by accident that it got ready by this date, because March the 16th, yeah, today is actually a commemoration day of the Cathars, yeah. And for those of you who maybe do not know about the Cathars, they were at the same time as the Hungarian Pauline or Palos order, yeah, for the Hungarian listeners. So they were in the 13th century. They were called heretics by the Roman Catholic Church, but actually they founded a so-called Church of Love, which was based on very deep connection with nature, the equality of men and women, and also on a very pure and a very natural way of living. Yeah, and these Cathars actually were the ones who were living in the so-called Languedoc region, yeah, in the southern France, with the so-called Occitan language. And they were flourishing. You know, at the moment it is one of the poorest regions of France, but at that time it was one of the most flourishing and most buzzing, lots of opportunities, yeah, lots of economic thriving, yeah, was very characteristic of this region. And today we commemorate the day when in 1244 the crusade of Pope Innocent the Fourth and Archbishop of Narbonne reached Montsegur, which was the last stronghold of the Cathars. So they were basically stuck in a fortress on top of a hill, and for 10 months, yeah, there was this constant siege, and they wouldn't give up. And then this was the last day when the last 200 Cathars, the remaining ones, yeah, having starved and endured so much, they actually were wandering down the hill and they walked into the flames, into the stake. So basically, it's a really tragic event, but I don't want to highlight the just the tragicality of it. But it's also important to know that we can remember how they lived, yeah, not necessarily just how they died. That kind of pure living and very interconnected with all living beings, yeah. But it's a very, very typical and very, very important message, yeah, of our present era, for our present era of the Aquarian age as well. And as a maybe as a last thing to mention, according to the stories, yeah, 4 Cathars managed to escape, yeah, the stake, and then they were hiding something. People say they might have been hiding the lost book of Mary Magdalene, or any information about the bloodline, you know, of the so-called royal bloodline of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Others say they were hiding a certain book, the Book of Love, which contained many of the practices of the Cathar men and women, because women were actually totally equal, and they were in very important positions, and they were fantastic healers, and they helped the people transcend different portals, the gates of birth, the gates of death, with a very, very special preparation. They were called the prefects or parfaits. So basically, I personally remember today of the big sacrifice that they did, their courage, yeah, of knowing that death is not the end, yeah, that the life will go on but in a different form, and the Cathar prophecy as well, because some of them said right before the stake that the laurel will turn green in 700 years. That means that they will be back in 700 years, and the 700 years is over. They have passed these years, and now the people are talking about them. They are very grateful for them, what they have done. Their teachings are being revived, yeah, and that's what I'm also serving with my profession as an inner alchemist.
And tell us, Mira, how is it connected to your website?
Well, basically, my website is about all the services that I'm offering at the moment, which is an accumulated um, version and essence of my last 35 years, yeah, of work, research as a tutor, as a tour guide, as a writer, and as an actor. So it's very much connected to the story of this Holy Grail, which is not a physical chalice, just a physical object, yeah, per se. However, it is very much connected to how we can alchemize ourselves, yeah, how we can liberate our nature, our inherent nature of light, yeah. So it's connected to my vision training, it's connected to my writing, also to my tour guiding, because what I'm researching at the moment is really exciting. I'm researching the connection between the Cathars and the Hungarian mystical Christian medieval order, the Pauline order. Yeah? And we do have evidence now that some Cathars who managed to escape the French Inquisition and the Pope's crusade were able to escape, and they came to Hungary. And the Paulins who were inhabiting and also very much connected to the underground cave system of our sacred mountains, the British mountains. So there has been a lot of exchange of information and exchange of I would say philosophy as well as tools, yeah, alchemical tools going on in that part. And then also we could mention the Cistercian and the Templar order, but let's not go into it in more detail, because my website also in the news section contains the precursor of my description of my newest novel, which is going to be also a spiritual guidebook about Hungary. So the tours, the trainings, and the theater that I offer, I could say in one word, is about the topic of the phoenix rising. And this was also connected to the prediction that Father Pio made about the Hungarians. Yeah, you know, this very famous southern Italian saint. Father Pio said that amongst the Hungarians, yeah, that there one day a phoenix will rise, and I'm just here to also serve this purpose, and my website is about that. So you're very welcome to browse on it, contact me, look at my services, yeah, and then let's just keep in touch.
Yes, that's fantastic, Mira. Thank you for telling us about all these. And please check out her website,
Thank you.
Paths of Alchemy.
pathsofalchemy.bibli.com.
Thank you.
See you.